What is going on, everybody? Today is a chilly day. We are actually on our way to Bass Pro Shops right now. I have to get some stuff for the spring, and I'm going to do a top 5 to whatever amount of baits that I choose. But I just want to show you guys what my top springtime baits are today, and basically give you guys an overview of what I like to throw in the spring. So when we get to bass, I'll give you guys a little run through the store, and I'll show you guys what I like to use. So stay tuned, and when we get there, I'll get you back on the GoPro. So we'll see you when we get there. See you guys. So before we get to Bass Pro Shops, just want to let you guys know I am doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 2 Mega Bass Dark Sleepers. So if you guys are interested in at all in those, how you guys can do it is basically subscribe to the channel. Go to my Instagram, which is in the description of the video, follow me, and then tag 3 people to do the same thing. So if you guys do that, you guys will get in the drawing to win those 2 Mega Bass Dark Sleepers. So I would appreciate it. And if you guys like the channel and you guys want to see more, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And let me know what you guys think and more videos you guys want to see. So like I said, we're on our way to Bass Pro, so when we get there, I will show you guys what's up. So thank you guys, and make sure you get on that drawing because it'll be pretty sick if you guys win. So yeah. Alright guys, we're here at the Bass Pro Shops, which is about 10 minutes from my house, so it's pretty sweet. But as you guys can see, how much dang snow is on the roof of Bass Pro right now. But we're actually going to walk in, and we're going to get right to it. So here we go, guys. Hey guys, so my first favorite bait that I definitely like to throw during the springtime is probably just your average lipless crankbait. Obviously right here is a Mega Bass, but obviously a lot of people can't afford them just because of how expensive they are. But I'll even stick with like a Strike King Red Eye Shad or a Booyah One Knocker, anything of that sort, just something simple like that. Another bait that I love to throw is right here is the Vision 110, as you guys can see. I love throwing this bait, love throwing a jerk bait when that water temperature is between 40 to 50 overall. Just one of the best baits to throw. It's super subtle, slow action, and these fish, they just attack it. So lipless crankbait, a jerk bait. Another bait from Mega Bass that I really love is their Flap Slap. I know I've showed you guys in previous videos, but this bait is truly one of the best cold water baits. I truly think it's a flat-sided crankbait that just excels super well in that water temperature, and I can't get enough of it. So if you guys are actually in the market to pick up some of those baits, I would definitely check out Mega Bass stuff. Some other baits, let's see, what do we got? Let's go take a look at some of the Rapala baits. I know they got the new OGs in, so as you guys can see right here, there's some of the OGs. This color in particular right here, it's during that like 45 all the way up to 50, that 50-degree water temp is when those crayfish or crawfish start molting, and those bass just start munching on them. They love that bright orange color, just like you have here in the DT10. But those bass love that orange color because those crayfish are bright orange and red, so they stand out, and the males typically come out from the burrowing and they stand up on the rocks, and they make like a ticking sound, which this draws the bass to go insane. So when you're running a crankbait along them rocks in the wintertime, that's when those bass start to hit real well. So if I were you, I'd actually check out these new Rapala OG crankbaits, because they are also a flat side crankbait and they do excel in that cold water. I believe that these, let's see, they go up to about 6 foot in depth, so they run decently shallow, but great running crankbait for that spring transition period where those crawfish are pulling up on the rocks and those bass just can't resist it. So I'll check that out for you guys. So definitely check out Rapala's, the OGs, their DT10s. The DT6 also is a phenomenal bait, whether it's a crawfish color or a shad pattern. I mean, this crankbait, it's a wooden made crankbait. It excels like overall in any sort of water, whether it's a bright color or a shad color bait. It imitates real well. A good color would be this one, and it's got that real bright bottom, and that top, it's almost like a green pumpkin. So this bait, I mean, it can mimic, I don't know, a bluegill, a crayfish, and just anything in the springtime that causes those bass to go berserk. So I'd definitely pick up a lipless, a jerkbait, maybe a flat side crankbait, or OG, or even like a DT6, or even if you want to go shallow, DT4. So those are some quality baits to pick up. Let's see what else we got. Obviously we got our line. Gonna want to stay with lighter line in the wintertime. A little something a little bit lighter, maybe like 10 to 12 pound test. Those fish tend to do better with that. Let's see. So a swim bait, I would say, works decently well. Like an underspin, for example. Right here, an underspin. This is a new VMC HD bladed swim bait hook. So if you get any sort of swim bait, a Kitech, Bass Pro Shop swim bait, or any sort of swim bait that you prefer, you put it on here. You can run it just like an underspin, so you don't have to get that super basic head. You can run it screw locked to the head with your favorite swim bait. So that's another bait that I like to throw in the springtime, just because those bass are still feeding on crawfish, but they also are feeding on some sort of shad pattern. So definitely pick that up. It's a real small, subtle blade on the bottom that spins, and it just looks like kind of like a small group of baitfish, or like a dying baitfish behind a baitfish. So I would check those out. I know this isn't a bait I would probably throw unless I was fishing for smallmouth, but if you guys are interested in the dark sleeper, like I did state on the beginning of the video, I am giving away 2 of these. So if you guys are interested, definitely check that out. You know what to do. I stated it earlier, so definitely take a look at that. Let's see what else we got. So, I mean, Bass Pro always has everything, you know. They got their own swim baits. They got Strike King Raid swimmers, which are pretty good swim baits. Another bait that I don't typically throw a ton, but a lot of people suggest it in that springtime. Obviously in Illinois, it's kind of, you can't throw it that much because it's technically illegal, I guess, to throw, but is an A-rig. So I would definitely check out an A-rig. Throwing an A-rig, is like, or umbrella rig as people call it, is super good way of getting those bigger fish to react when they see a school of shad going past, and they just can't resist it. So I would definitely check out maybe throwing an A-rig, and pairing that up with whatever swim bait you prefer. Like I said, it could be Bass Pro Shops, it could be Strike King, or whatever you honestly prefer. Another bait I would also suggest probably is the Megabass Magswell, or the Mag Draft that Megabass makes. They're super good running swim bait. That tail just thumps, and those fish cannot resist it. I mean, if you look at Chris Aldine or any pro that really throws the Mag Drafts, or Oliver Nye, or any person out there who throws them, they catch big ones. So I mean, it's a proven fact that bait can catch big fish. It's just depending on the type of water, where you're fishing, and if you want to throw it. I mean, a lot of people don't love throwing big swim baits, but I mean, big baits get big bites. So, you know, if that's something you're interested in, you want to try it out, I would definitely give it a try. I know I got to get a few in the future. I don't own really any of them, but I know for a fact that they excel and they catch out big fish flat out. So it's not a bad option. So let's see what else we can go for. I definitely need like a jig trailer for something. I definitely need a jig. So like a finesse jig of some sort, which is way over on the other side. But get a finesse jig, we get some shaky heads, some subtle baits on bottom. I mean, Bass Pro's got everything. You name it. So I mean, we got a bunch of jig trailers over here, whether they're just your average power bait chunks, as you can see here. Just simple power bait chunks. Or you got your Zoom chunk juniors, which I use a ton on the back of my jig trailers in the spring, so I would suggest that also. But let's see, we got to get a finesse jig, so you can get like a 5/16 or 3/16 ounce jig. I don't know what brands Bass Pro really has, but Mike's micro jigs are crazy for catching smallmouth or even smaller jigs. But one of my favorite that I've actually used at Bass Pro is actually their Booyah baby boo jigs. It's like a small, basically a small finesse jig. 3/16, 5/16 ounce. I mean, that's the size I like, and you can trim it up. You can make it however you like, pretty much. But that's one of the jigs I would go with. You even got the Ike's Mini Flip, which is a sweet little finesse jig. A lot of guys like to get that trimmed up head, which, I mean, it's up to you if you want it. It just makes the body a little bit more slender. Like as you can see here, like the balling out Buckeye jig, which is Gerald Swindle's jig. It's got that like head that has the skirt sticking out and puffing out. It just kind of looks like a fighting crayfish a little bit, but it also slenders out that jig, so it's a little different. So a lot of guys like to throw finesse jigs like that. Personally, I don't think it matters. Just if the jig is real compact, small, and easy for that fish to eat. You know, it's a small, compact meal, but it's a big meal for them to eat, so they will still eat it. So I'd definitely try that out. But I mean, another bait that I'd probably pick up is probably just some like shaky heads. Get some ultra head shaky heads by Owner's Hooks. Those are probably my favorite shaky head hooks, honestly. It's got the nice screw lock with the tungsten head. You can feel pretty much everything, and it's super good hook. So I'd probably get something like that, and maybe some Ned rigs or something, just some small finesse bottom baits. My go-to in the wintertime is definitely, like on a spinning rod, is probably, I don't know, a Ned rig, drop shot. Drop shot's one of my favorite ways to catch fish, no matter what. Throwing like a robo worm, or just even a Zoom trick worm. A lot of people underestimate that. It's not underestimated, but the trick worm is a cheap bait to buy for sure, but you can catch them like crazy on that on a drop shot. And I know for a fact a lot of people love these new flatworms before you can get a single one, because they're getting bought up by everybody. But now it looks like they're stocked back up with them, which is kind of crazy. Power bait, max scent. But yeah, so those are probably some of my best springtime baits. I would suggest is definitely getting those reds, those orange colors that those fish just can't not resist. So whether it's a crankbait, like I said, a flat side crankbait, a lipless crankbait, giving them that knock that gets them thinking it's a crayfish over on them rocks. A small finesse jig for flipping around maybe some docks or even those rocks. And then something that's got some action, so like a small swim bait, an A-rig, or just anything simple. But lastly, the one thing I did forget that you guys do need to try out is a spinnerbait. And not just any spinnerbait, but a heavier spinnerbait, so like your 3/4 to an ounce. And you want it to be probably a white chartreuse or more of a white shad colored bait, and you want it to have probably a number 6 Colorado blade on the back. No willow blades. That Colorado blade in this cold water has that real thumping action, real thump. So you want to get a bait that either has a number 6 and a smaller orange one, or probably like a silver and gold blade. So those are probably that's probably my favorite way to catch fish, just slow rolling that bait, slow rolling that spinnerbait, putting a little swim bait on the back. So whatever swim bait your favorite is, just slap it on the back, probably 3 to 4 inches on that, and just slow roll it, and you'll probably catch them, guys. So if you guys are looking for some springtime baits this spring, for like from now going forward, check those baits out. If you have any questions, drop a comment, and if you guys want to know any more baits that I like to use, right there, that's another one of my favorite baits to throw. But If you guys are interested in any of these baits, just ask me about them. I'll tell you more about them. If you guys want to see more videos like this and me going to stores talking and just opening up about what I like to fish during the different times of the year, feel free to let me know. And like I said, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more. And I will catch you guys on the next PJ Deep Fishing video. See you guys.